Okay, here we are again.
Well, here we go. This is the front of our firebox. As you can see, there's a big hole in the middle. There's a bunch of clamps holding down a bunch of metal because we overlapped a piece of stainless steel for holding the door, to seal up the door. It's kind of like an inner lip. And once we get it put together, spotted a few times, we'll take all the clamps off and we'll flip it over for you so you can see it. And what I'm going to use to weld this together is a spot welder, because it's so much cleaner and so much easier, and there's not a lot of cleanup when the other side, when you see the other side, you'll see what I'm talking about, because there's not going to be very much welding mess, and it looked real pretty when we're done. See, you can see some of the spots I did right here, and this is the back side, but that's all it does, is just makes a little burn spot. And then the other side, it's even less of a burn spot, as you will soon see, because we're just going to tack this all together so we can flip it over and check the other side to see what it looks like. So here we go.
So this is a spot welder.
Yes, it just welds it in a spot with electrical current.
Okay.
See that?
Yes.
Yeah, it burns that right up there.
How many do you do?
Well, we got to do quite a few, but we need just to tack it together for now, so we can flip it over and see what it looks like. Makes a kind of funny sound sometimes, because I had to clean the stainless really good. I use a scouring pad and lacquer thinner to get the oil and stuff off of it, because if you don't,
it smells like that. Okay.
because if you don't clean it real good, it'll burn worse. It'll spark and not be a good weld. So everything's really nice and clean, and we got to make sure everything's together good. So I'll put a couple more tacks here and there to hold it together.
Okay. And on this side.
As you can see, it welded the two pieces of metal together right in the middle where the seam was, because the electric current was flowing through that way too.
Okay.
As the current goes everywhere when you do spot welding. That's to keep the spotters kind of close together.
They go everywhere.
Well, the current goes everywhere.
Okay.
Because it runs between the two electrodes. Because a regular spot welder works like this, with the two electrodes together with the metal in between. This is an old style panel spotter, which I don't even know if they make them anymore, because they were made originally for spot welding panels on older cars, unibody old cars back in the 50s and 60s. And I bought this thing when a body shop went out of business, and the guy had it stuffed in the corner. He didn't use it, so I thought it was a great deal at a couple $100, so I bought it.
That sure sounds like a great deal.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll take the clamps off now, because we got it kind of tacked down. See, this extra metal is going to give the regular sheet a lot of strength.
Okay.
And so when we put the hinge on, here's the hinge we're going to use for the door. That's going to go on the other side, because the door is going to swing open, obviously. And this is the inside. So now you look at the outside of this. There's just light little lumps where the welds are.
Right.
And we can just buff those off with some sandpaper and make them nice.
Okay.
And you can see there's an offset now from where we cut the door out and where this edge is. So the door is going to lay up against that when it closes. So that'll keep the smoke from coming out and the room air from going in, and keep everything the way we want it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So this is going to be the hinge. And we'll lay it down the other way, so we can see if we can line this up a little bit.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Sounds
As you can
good.
see, there's the top, because we marked everything, so we know